Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to edit your dimension settings in Autocad. First of all, I'm going to start a new drawing. I'm just going to throw down an elevation to get us started, just so we can demonstrate. There we go. So to add in a dimension on Autocad, it's quite simple. You just go to the dimension at the top of your screen, click on where you want to start your measurement, click where you want it to end, and then drag out. And you can see we've got a number there, and we've got our leading lines. Now, what happens if you want to change this style? First of all, I would make sure that you watch my layer video in Autocad because we want to make sure that all our dimensions are on a separate layer, and any settings we're going to change is going to apply to that whole layer. So make sure that you check that out. What we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top of the screen here where it says annotate. And we're going to go to where it says dimensions, which will open up its own menu. And you'll see that in the bottom right hand corner, there's a little arrow pointing down to the bottom right hand corner. And when we click on that, that brings up the dimension style manager. Okie doke. So what we do here is currently we're annotating in the standard style. And that basically means that it's got a style name. It means we can change that and modify it. We can add our own if we want to. But to edit the standard style, which is what you will typically be annotating in, we're going to go over to modify. And then this brings up its own block of different settings. You can see here we can change the line weight and color, we can change the symbols at the end, we can change the text and the height, all these different things. Now, most people will be wanting to change the actual height of their text to make the annotations and dimensions larger or smaller. And you can see that currently it's at 0.18, and we can use the arrows to make that bigger. And you can see that the preview changes as well, so you'll be able to see the difference that each setting makes. We can bump that up to 1, for example, and you can see it gets much, much bigger. Things that you'll probably most want to be interested in after that will be ISO standard, which will change how the text fits into the lines, the dimension lines. And if we go over to symbols and arrows, you can see that we've got the arrowheads for the end of each dimension, and we can change how that's marked. So if you have a particular style in how you mark the start and end of your dimensions, that's where you'll change it here. Now we're going to click OK. And you can see that the preview of the standard style at the top here has changed. It's applied all of our settings. However, most students get confused because when they go to draw now, those settings haven't been applied, and there's one thing they miss, and that's here where it says set current. All those changes, you've just done basically a preview. You need to actually set that as the current style. So you're going to click set current, close that down, and the next time I add a dimension, you can see that it's applied those changes. My text is now much bigger, and you can see it's got the diagonal lines on the left and right. So that has now all changed. If you want to see how this will look on your printed document, of course, if you're printing off your image on A1 and 1 to 50, all that kind of thing, then go down to the layout panels at the bottom here, and you'll be able to see how big the text is on the paper. Okay, and then of course you can just jump back. Also note that you can see the bigger text at the top here and the smaller 12. If we go to layout, you can see that 12 has been resized. Okay, so don't let that confuse you. When you've updated that style, it applies to all the measurements. So there we go. That's how to alter your dimensions in AutoCAD.